Everyone, I'm Janelle Merlo, and I'm a tax shareholder at Schneider Downs and a member of the manufacturing industry group here. At Schneider Downs, we provide a comprehensive suite of services across tax, assurance, digital transformation, and advisory. Our team works closely with both mid-market and large enterprises in the manufacturing sector, helping them navigate today's fast-evolving business landscape. This short video is designed specifically for businesses operating in the manufacturing space. It's been a particularly active summer for the manufacturing industry, most notably due to the sweeping legislative changes introduced by the One Big Beautiful Bill, passed by Congress and signed into law earlier this summer. This landmark legislation brings significant tax and operational implications for nearly every business in the U.S., and the manufacturing sector is no exception. If you haven't already, we encourage you to check out our full-length webinar hosted by Schneider Downs Tax Advisors. That session offers a deep dive into the bill's broad provisions and is available on our resources page. You can also earn CPE by viewing it. Today, we're going a step further, focusing specifically on how this legislation may uniquely affect companies in the manufacturing sector. We'll explore which provisions could impact your operations, financial planning, and strategic decision-making. Let's get started. There are a few provisions of the legislation that are most relevant to businesses in the manufacturing industry. The first one is bonus depreciation and Section 179 expensing. The One Big Beautiful Bill permanently reinstates 100% bonus depreciation for qualified property acquired and placed into service after January 19, 2025. This allows manufacturers to immediately expense machinery, tools, and other tangible assets. Accordingly, the bill raises the Section 179 expensing limit to $2.5 million, which is phased out after capital expenditures exceed $4 million. And this is indexed for inflation after 2025. This is especially beneficial for small and mid-sized manufacturers investing in equipment and facility upgrades. The second significant provision in the bill for manufacturers is the 163J interest deduction relief. The One Big Beautiful Bill permanently reverts the Section 163J limitation from EBIT back to EBITDA for tax years beginning after 12/31/24. Adjusted taxable income can be calculated without a reduction for depreciation, amortization, or depletion, thereby allowing an increase in allowable interest deductions and particularly benefiting capital-intensive manufacturers. Another significant provision is the full and immediate expensing for certain production facilities involved in manufacturing. So if you are looking to build a new plant or factory, this provision is probably one of the most impactful provisions for manufacturers in the tax bill, because it allows businesses to deduct 100% of the cost of a newly constructed qualified production property, or QPP, in the year that it's placed in service. QPP is considered non-residential real property used by the taxpayer as an integral part of a qualified production activity. This deduction is available for new facilities that are involved in substantial transformation of a product, such as manufacturing, refining, extraction, and chemical production. It excludes areas used for offices, administrative spaces, and parking structures. The property must be new, US-based, and not previously placed in service. And it applies to property placed in service between July 4th, 2025 and January 1st, 2031. The 10-year recapture rule applies if the property's use changes to serve a new purpose. Under the prior law, buildings of this nature were required to be depreciated over a 39-year period. An exception can be applied to used property acquired by the taxpayer during certain timeframes in which special allowance is permitted under certain conditions. This provision is expected to accelerate capital investment in domestic production, factory construction, and modernization by reducing the initial cost for new factories. Another significant change in the One Big Beautiful Bill that affects deductions and credits commonly used in this industry is related to the change in the research and experimental cost deduction. As manufacturers are typically putting a lot of effort and costs into research and development, the bill repeals the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act's amortization requirement for domestic R&D costs, restoring immediate expensing for Section 174 starting in 2025. Further, it provides retroactive relief for small companies with annual revenues less than $31 million to amend their tax returns to deduct these costs for tax years 2022 through 2024. Alternatively, a taxpayer may elect a deduction for previously capitalized expenses in 2025 or over 2 years in 2025 or 2026. There are a few steps that companies in this industry can take now to prepare for or respond to the One Big Beautiful Bill. And those are reviewing capital expenditures. So identifying projects that qualify for qualified production property and ensure that construction begins within the eligible window to benefit from full and immediate expensing. Update your tax planning models by incorporating the reinstated 100% bonus depreciation or the expanded Section 179 expensing limits into your forecast to optimize deductions. Reassess financing strategies with the return to EBITDA-based interest deduction limits under 163J. Companies should reevaluate debt structures and interest expense planning. Revisit R&D budgets. The restoration of immediate deductibility for domestic research and experimental costs under Section 174 allows for more flexible and aggressive innovation investment. And engaging with your tax advisors. Schedule a consultation with your Schneider Downs tax advisor to ensure your business is aligned with the new compliance requirements and is maximizing available incentives. As I noted at the outset, this presentation is intended as a short dialogue to start a conversation. We work with numerous businesses in the manufacturing field, and we recognize many of you have questions about how significant legislation may impact your operations this year and beyond. We hope our insights were helpful in guiding you to better understand the opportunities and considerations for manufacturing businesses. Schneider Downs has a deeply experienced team of experts in the manufacturing industry, and we are here to help. We invite you to visit our website's resource page for even more insightful resources. Of course, I'd also like to invite you to reach out to me directly if you'd like to talk further about this legislation or any other topic related to your industry or our services. We do our best work in person, and I invite you to contact me at your convenience. Thank you for your time.